Shalom, RasTafari. Greetings, brothers and sisters. I had this presentation open on this laptop right here, and probably I'm gonna have to refresh it. But sometimes I'm searching out some of the pictures in the archives and the archival photo pics, images. The word pics, a picture is like 1,000 words. And I originally was going to talk about, the hair and the nails. I was going to do something on hair and nails, how this modern addiction to hair and nails, right, especially among the lost sheep of the house of Israel, or among the original mother, among the lost black so-called goddess, or Chava, Eve. And this is kind of connected with the black woman, or black woman and child, the theme of black woman and child, and with the previous vid that we had touched on the goddess and the link with the Hebrew mythos, or with the true interpretation of the ancient mythology that we have in the Hebrew Bible. And that was a part one. So if you didn't get a chance to check that one out, check out the black woman, the goddess, and the Hebrew Bible. But knowing that soon I'm going to have to, restart this and back some of this up right here. And I had this presentation on this drive for about a day or so. And starting it up, I see it again. And I began to think of, how did the black woman, right, the so-called goddess, or Hawa, Hawa, what Adam started it out, actually, Adam, this whole goddess thing, right? How do we go from so-called the goddess to all this bullshit? And the bull is also a very significant, symbol and icon. And we start to include that from ancient Kemet, so forth and so on. And this is also linked with Kemet in the Bible. Out of Egypt, I've called my son, the true black son, is being called out of Kemetism, right? But this is not to dismiss Kemet or ancient Egypt or our ancient past as humanity, and in particular as black people. But how did the goddess fall, right, or the so-called black woman go from being the goddess to being Ratchet? And that was the theme right there, where I like to kind of have this particular vid focus on, from the goddess to Ratchet, right? And what does this have to do with as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the latter days? What does this have to do with the first shall be last? Like I said, I was going to touch originally on hair and nails, something I wanted to bring forward to the eye then on the whole hair and nails thing. Let's get this right here. Okay, yeah, the hair and nails phenomena, right? It's interesting because the black hair salons, the whole hair salon is like a cross, like a combination, or a crossroads. It's like a combination of the so-called black church and the crack house. When we think about it, the hair and nails. I know there's a lot of people who, this is your business. This is how you make your money, how you feed your family. But why are there so many hair and nail stores? Right? Why is that seems to be the only type of business that is profitable in the lost sheep of the house of Israel community? Well, it has a lot to do with the fall from the so-called goddess to the Ratchet, right? Or the Ratchet chick, right? The Ratchet chick. How did this happen? And now, where do we go, in a sense, from this, seeing that this is the reality? I know there's a lot of Offense, because the truth is an offense, but it's not a sin. So we've already reached that point of sin, or what we like to preach when we're preaching to those who really need to hear the message, fuckery and folly, all the fuckery and the folly, F-U-C-K. If your children are listening, you better teach them the truth. This is the reality of it. Fornication under the crown of the king. Well, in this case, let's say it's fornication under the crown of the queen, or has the crown of the queen, the hair, if you don't get your hair right, that's a symbol of you not having your head right. If you're ashamed of the way the Almighty created you, I know. It's like the serpent deceived you, right? The serpent deceived you, Hawa. The serpent deceived you, Eve, right? But how did the black mother, right? How did the black woman fall? Or how has femininity? Because first is black. And once you go black, you don't go back. In other words, first is black. We see things happen first to black people. And, when they came for this one, they came for that one said nothing. But now when it comes home, when the so-called proverbial chicks or the rat chicks, or when the chicks are coming home to roost, right? And here's where we are, right? Here's where we are in this, prophetic time and matrix. So I thought about that subject matter and I said, let me just put out a vid, like from the black goddess, right? From the black goddess to the Ratchet. How has she fallen, right? But the main question is not just how has she fallen, but for Adam, for you, the black man, right? Let us ask the question, how did she fall, right? And let's re-examine, if we would. Let us re-examine the ancient mythos, right? The scriptures, the Bible, right? From an Ethiopic or a true black perspective, right? We've been disorientated in this Western Gentile way of thinking. But how was it seen and even prophesied, whether it's on the walls in ancient Egypt, the tombs, the hieroglyphic reliefs and all of that, or in the wisdom, right, that Moshe was learned in out of the Egypts, from the black goddess to the Ratchet, right? From the black goddess to the Ratchet. How do we end up in this fornication, folly, and fuckery under the crown of the king? Or, for this purpose, the fornication of the crown, or under the crown of the queens. Black woman wastes billions, trying to look, quote, white, trying to look other than themselves. Well, God is not mocked. You are, biatch, right? It's time to repent. It's time to have a change of mind while there is still time to change your mind before it is too late. Shalom. RasTafari. This is Wyndham Yadin. More to come. Check out the next vid that I pointed to. The black woman, the goddess, and the Hebrew Bible. Yah willing, more to come. Stay tuned. Shalom RasTafari. Right? Stopping the rise of the black Messiah? Well, close the matrix. Destroy the matrix. And there will be no black Messiah. The woman has been deceived, right? But the man, Adam, where are you? Adam, where are you? Stop blaming Jah and the woman. It's time for I to take responsibility. To whom more is given, more is required.